But now it's time to bring in our reporter today from today's contest, Kieran Costa. I mean, Kieran, we said, granted, it's an FCS opponent, so take this game with a grain of salt. But despite the level of competition, who was impressing you tonight on the SU end?
Well, Max, the obvious answer is Steve Angeli. I mean, 6 total touchdowns. He finds his name in some pretty good company. But I think my answer is Demetrius Samuel Jr. Have a day for the 17-year-old kid. He did it in all 3 facets of the game, Max. His first collegiate offensive touchdown, his first collegiate interception, and a nice little punt return as well on the special teams. Fran Brown and this coaching staff have themselves a weapon, and they can slot him in just about wherever they like.
Kieran, it's really great to see you in the Dome tonight. I want to ask about what is going on with Steve Angeli and Ricky Collins in that press conference with Fran Brown after the game. Did head coach Fran Brown mention anything to do with putting in Collins for the drive and then taking him out and then putting him back in with the QB carousel? It seemed like that was happening tonight. Did Fran Brown give any context about that?
I mean, QB carousel indeed. How about 3 different quarterbacks involved in scores for the Orange? But you know Coach Fran Brown, he plays his cards close to the chest. He said after the first time they brought Ricky Collins into the game, he throws the interception. That was a tough drive for Collins. After that, that leads to a Colgate touchdown. What Coach Fran Brown said was what the team needed then was their leader and the face of their team. He had so much praise for Steve Angeli, saying he's grown as a leader. He showed himself as a leader today and through the first 3 weeks. Rather than a carousel, I think Fran Brown wanted just a little bit more peace of mind going back to Angeli, but I mean, we all know that wasn't the best look, having to go back, forth, and then back again. But Steve Angeli is Fran Brown's QB1, and that's just who he wanted in that moment.
Hi, Kieran. I'm sure it was an absolutely electric game in the Dome, a huge win for the Orange. But given this was against an FCC team, did this game give you any more confidence heading into conference play?
Well, Sydney, I wish I could say yes, but I don't really think it did. The benchmark is to beat a team like Colgate 66-24. You probably want to beat them more like 66-6. So I'm not that much more confident than I am before this game. I can't get that UConn game out of my mind. You shouldn't get pushed to overtime by a team like that. You do take care of business against a team like Colgate. I will say this, though, if they can play Clemson close, I'd take a lot more away from a close loss down in Death Valley next week than a blowout win at home against an FCS school like Colgate, that you should win it by this margin every single time.
Maybe not too much confidence for Syracuse headed into conference play, but we always have confidence in our reporter, Kieran Costa. Kieran, thanks so much for the time.